Welcome back to Access Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough and review of Oreshura episode 13. Now, if you remember from last episode, we found out everyone is now at the beach resort, and they're doing club activities. Okay, fine. Moving on past that, we're taking to the best club activity. Yeah, the melon splitting event. Now, it's got Aida's name written all over it, so we see Aida, he's taking part in this melon splitting event, except he's the only one competing to get these girls dessert, because he has to split a melon. Okay, and it gets better. He has to do it blindfolded. And he's taking directions from Natsukawa. Oh no, it gets better. Natsukawa directs Aida straight to her, and he starts to grab her melons. Yeah, that's right, Aida. He gets some boobage from Natsukawa. Now, technically, Natsukawa sets Aida up to make the other girls jealous, and it's working. And guess what? Aida, he's enjoying it too. Of course, moving on past that, we're taking to a different scene later on throughout the day with Shiwa and the rest of the girls. They're playing cards and whatnot, and they're having a good time. Now, technically, Aida was supposed to bow out and go to sleep and say goodnight, honey, to Natsukawa, and they were going to do this whole jealousy scene. It doesn't work. Shiwa, she ends up giving all the girls as well as Aida a gift, a cell phone strap to commemorate their friendship. It actually makes Natsukawa feel pretty bad about herself, because up until now, Natsukawa hasn't really felt bad about what she's been doing to Aida. Until now, she recognizes these girls really like Aida, and she doesn't. She's the fake, she doesn't belong. And once she realizes that, she convinces herself she is no longer a part of the contest. She can no longer take part in the upcoming contest that's about to take place. And she tells Aida how she feels, and Aida basically storms out and he needs some air. Now, moving on past that, toward the end of the episode, we see Natsukawa's little sister run into Aida, and they have a whole conversation, a huge dialogue about how Natsukawa's little sister approves of Aida dating her sister, and how she feels that, you two are both liars, you two are both fakes, you're good together. Aida, you're a positive influence on Natsukawa. She's changed, she's become a better person. And after Aida overhears all of this, he snaps. He actually goes after Natsukawa and wants her to take part in the contest. However, he doesn't find Natsukawa. Instead, he goes right to the contest. And again, that's where the episode ends. And I'll have my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with Aida. He's running to the main event, the contest. That's right, boys and girls, it begins. Moving on past that, guess what? Shiwa, she's the first one up on the stage. That's right, Sayako, which is Aida's aunt, technically. At first I thought that was Aida's cousin, but no, Sayako is Aida's aunt. Just pointing that out if you didn't know that already. But again, Shiwa is on stage. She's the first one up, and she's being introduced by Sayako. Kind of embarrassing, and Aida finally makes it to the contest. He's in the audience, so he makes it, so that's kind of cool. Now, the downside, Shiwa's been put on the spot on who is her love, why is she here type of question, and out of nowhere, Shiwa, she says, I love you, Aida. Really? So Shiwa admits her affection to Aida on the stage. Kind of puts him on the spot. Did she get any points there? It was kind of nice feeling. It sounded like it was genuine. But moving on past that, guess what? Akashino, she's up next. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. It's like, wait a minute, is this mic on? Pump, 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 pump. Akashino, you're next. Yeah, that's right, Akashino does not show up on the stage. In fact, Akashino is right next to Aida. Like, get the hell out. She doesn't even bother going upstage. She's in a bikini, and she's in the audience with Aida. Now, Aida tries to calm Akashino down, knock some sense into her, but no. Again, she appears right next to Aida, and she's all flustered, she's happy she's next to her man, from her previous life. And then Fuyume, she asks Akashino to get on the stage. Yeah, Fuyume takes the mic away from Sayako per se and says, Akashino, get your butt on the stage. I thought it was hilarious. Now, Akashino tells Aida she loves her. I'm like, what? Wait. Akashino, sorry, I said sure, sorry, my bad. But anyways, Akashino tells Aida she loves him. Yet again, a second girl that admits her affection to Aida. This lucky SOB in the crowd. Now, technically, I believe it's Fuyume that tells Akashino if you say you love Aida 10 times, it's going to cause Aida to convince her it would be like a magical incantation. I hope I said that right. Basically, it's like a magical incantation if Akashino says she loves Aida 10 times. And again, this is Fuyume, I believe, that tells Akashino this load of crap, by the way. And again, she tells Aida 10 times, she loves him because of whatever godforsaken reason. And Aida just hugs her. Yeah, Aida, he hugs Akashino. I'm like, aww. And Sayako catches all of this on freaking camera. Are you kidding me? Sayako catches all of this on camera and it's being broadcasted. God, Aida, why did you hug her? Oh, sorry, just it annoyed the hell out of me how he did that. It was cute, don't get me wrong, but bad timing. All the other girls were watching and they're jealous. But moving on past that, yeah, all the girls, after they see what happens between Akashino and Aida, all the girls, they write shameless on one of his arms and cheater on the other arm, and it was just pathetic. And again, they're on Aida's arms, and it's just poor sports. These girls, they just couldn't take it. I mean, they went on stage, and they didn't get a hug, a kiss, nothing. But that was Fuyume and Shiwa that actually put the names on Aida's arms, which I thought was definitely poor sportsmanship there. I know love is a battlefield, but these women, they're being pretty harsh. Then moving on past that, apparently Fuyume has been disqualified. Yeah, Fuyume, because she took the mic away from Sayako and was forcing Akashino to get on stage. She has been disqualified. Wait, really? Finally, someone disqualifies that sorry little bitch's ass. Bye-bye, Fuyume. Goodbye, you've been disqualified. I love it. Now moving on past that, we're on to entry number 12. Yeah, apparently entry number 12 is Natsukawa. What happened to entry number 3, 4, 5, 6? Apparently we just skip all the entries. We go to entry number 12, which is Natsukawa. Really? She's competing? And she appears in a black bikini. One more time, dramatic effect. Natsukawa. She's wearing, drum roll, no drum roll, fuck it, a black bikini. The audience, silence. I love it. It was like the build-up. She actually shows up. She's wearing a bikini. And Natsukawa apologizes and says she has no right to compete in this contest. I'm like, wait a minute. You dress up. You're the hottest girl there. And you tell everyone you have no right to compete in this contest. She broke up with Aida last night. Okay, that's bullshit, because where was Aida? He wasn't there last night. I thought that was really harsh. But again, this is Natsukawa. She's telling everyone she has no business in this contest, and she said last night, I broke up with Aida. And obviously that's bullshit because Aida doesn't agree with that. He did not break up. Then again, it's a fake relationship, so it was not a real relationship to begin with. But sorry, I digress. So we're taken to a different scene with Aida, and Aida approaches the stage. So this is Aida. He gets out of the audience, and he's heading toward the stage. I'm like, oh crap. What is he going to say? What is he going to do? He says he's going to keep on acting. I'm like, wait a minute. He says out loud, I'm going to keep on acting like your fake boyfriend to the very end. So he's pretty serious about this. He's going to keep on acting until the very end. I really have no idea what he meant by that. So what, you enjoy being a fake boyfriend? I don't really know. And he says, two fakes may be right for each other. So Aida basically points out, well, maybe two fakes are going to be right for each other. And he says he loves Natsukawa. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? You said that on open mic. The other girls are in the audience. Your aunt is on stage. He's going to milk this for what it's worth. And we're taking to another cutscene with Aida. And again, he's on the stage. This is in a deep emotional point right now with Natsukawa. So it's very emotional. I'm like, oh, this is the build-up. And Natsukawa just cries. This is Natsukawa. She starts to cry. I'm like, oh, jeez. Tells the real. I'm not. Oh, like, she's trying to tell everyone, no, this is fake, It's blowing up in his face, but it's hilarious. We're taking to another little cutscene with Aida. It says he'll decide if Natsukawa's tears are real. So he sees Natsukawa, she's crying, and Aida tells Natsukawa, I'm going to tell you if those tears are real. Because, they have a fake relationship. Like, you know what? Those tears belong to me. I'm going to decide if they're real. That was a perfect line, and I loved it. The dramatic build-up, and it was just amazing. And he kisses her. Aida kisses Natsukawa. It was emotional, passion. I have no idea if it was fake or real. Perfectly on cue. Now we are taken to, Yeah, another little cutscene. Like, who the fuck cares? The contest is done. Natsukawa is the clear-cut winner in our minds. Guess what? The contest results, none of the girls won. Yeah, the contest winner was some 10-year-old girl who was in love with her father. Like, father-daughter type of love. The okay type of love. Anyways, this girl wins. Now, out of all the girls within Aida's little harem, the only one that actually won or was on top was Shiwa. She had honorable mentions. That was it. So technically Shiwa would have won within the group, but that was it. So no one really came up on top, which was kind of sad. But again, that's where that scene ends. Moving on past that, it is now the next day. Finally, and guess what? Natsukawa is on Aida's bed, right on top of him, waking him up. I'm like, this is a dream fucking come true. Are you serious? Aida, you have Natsukawa on top of you in your bedroom, and says she is thinking about killing him. I'm like, what? Yeah, Natsukawa basically tells Aida she's thinking about killing him. Like, really? That's not realistic. And she's checking with him to make sure this love confession he made the other day was fake. It's like, tell me that love confession was fake from the other day. It's like, And then Natsukawa gets all cutesy and sexy because she's with Aida now. This is a real relationship. I'm like, you lucky bastard. You have Natsukawa. She loves you. She's being all cutesy. And they kiss again. I'm like, oh my god. Beautiful. Love that scene. Now we are taking to another little cutscene with Sayako, and she's telling Aida that he's bound for the battlefield route. That's right, this is a battlefield route. However, there is a third route you can avoid the battlefield. So if you take this third route, you can avoid heading to this battlefield as well as avoiding going to the harem route. So what is this third route? Like, the first route is, the battlefield, women fighting over you. The second route is a harem where they all love you and they're okay with everything. I'm like, okay. So what's this third route that you can avoid that will help you avoid the other two routes? Okay, so the plan is to do the opposite of being nice to these girls. So the plan that Sayako basically tells, Aida in a nutshell, if you piss off these girls, it'll no longer be a battlefield, and at the same time, it'll no longer be a harem. So if you stop these girls from falling in love with you, it should work. Like, okay, Sayako, what's the real plan? Okay, so you're gonna get all these girls, but urge them to hate you. Okay, does that make sense? No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. So Sayako basically tells Aida, just piss the girls off. That'll work. Sure. So moving on past that, we're taking to a little cutscene. So Aida sees Akashino, says he's got a confession. He has his memories back about his previous life. Really? Apparently in his previous life, he was Villager A, so he wasn't the burning fighting fighter. It was an implanted memory, and that he heard God's voice. You heard God's voice? What's the fuck matter with you, man? You heard God's voice. Are you serious? It's Akashino. She's a gullible girl. Of course she'll believe whatever you're going to say, but you tell her a lie. You tell Akashino you're not the burning fighting fighter. You're Villager A, and you apologize. Yeah, that's bullshit. Guess what? It fails. Blows up in his face. In fact, Akashino, well, she is attracted to Aida even more. She's all over him like, okay, that's strike one. Moving on to the next scene, we're taking to another little cutscene with Fuyame. Yeah, Fuyame is next. And guess what? Aida, he wants to see the wedding proposal. Like that little wedding document that Fuyame had, that all she needed was, Aida's little stamp to make it official that they were like wed or something like that. And basically what Aida was going to do was rip the document, and hopefully that was going to piss off Fuyame. However, he was distracted. He sees what appears to be a cuddly little bear on her bed, and he was distracted, and I thought it was hilarious. And while he was focusing on the bear, he cuts his thumb on the document, and he's bleeding, and he accidentally kind of, fingerprints the document. And Fuyame is excited, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to take this to City Hall. We're going to make it official. That's strike two. So you didn't piss off Akashino. You drew her in closer. You didn't piss off Fuyame. In fact, now she thinks you're getting married. What does that tell you about how smart Aida is right now? He's not. He's stupid. he's failing at everything. I'm like, oh god, what's next? So we're taking to another scene with Shiwa. Now, instead of doing it from the other approaches by pissing off girls, Ida does something totally different. He tells Shiwa the truth. He tells it like it is. He's with Natsukawa now. He's happy. You know what? They're just childhood friends. You know, Shiwa and Ida, they're childhood friends. And you know what? That's how it is. He tells it like it is. And guess what? Shiwa starts to tell Ida a sobby little story, approaches him, turns around, and kisses him. That's right, Shiwa kisses Ida. That was the build-up, and guess what? Natsukawa is off in the distance, and she sees everything. I'm like, oh shit. World War III, buddy. World War fucking III. You got Shiwa kissing Ida, and Natsukawa seeing the whole damn thing. What's gonna happen? Oh, this can't happen. So everyone is now together. You have Natsukawa, Ida, and Shiwa, all three of them right next to each other. It's time for the what the fuck scene. That's right. We see Shiwa, Ida, and Natsukawa. They're all together, but they're not fighting. It's like a stare down between Natsukawa and Shiwa. It's like they're not okay with what happened, but they can't do anything about it because they both love Ida. They've come to the conclusion. I'm like, get the fuck out. It's just a stare down competition. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? At the end of the series, at the end of this episode, at the end of the series, it's not a battlefield. He went the harem route. That's right, you lucky bastard, and that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, well, first of all, shouldn't Shiwa end up with Natsukawa? Sorry, I said that wrong. Shouldn't Shiwa end up with Ida and fight Natsukawa for him? I'm like, doesn't make any sense. Come on, Shiwa should be the clear-cut winner for Ida. However, Natsukawa, she came up on top at the end of the series. But Ida fucked it all up. Now he's got every single girl into him now, so it's a harem. Holy shit. What about Kaoru, or Kuguru, which is a Fuyame's a guy friend? They left him out? Really? I can't believe that. But again, that ends it for my final thoughts. Nothing too special there. I mean, seriously, it's a harem. No damn love battlefield. It's a harem. That's what it is. No slice of life. It's a harem series. Moving on to my final rating, 4 out of 5. I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. The romance was definitely there to an extent. The drama was fucking amazing. I love it. Were there any fight scenes? I mean, throughout this series, Shiwa was the best person, but we're not talking about the series, we're talking about the episode. This episode, no. Just a stare-down competition between Shiwa and Natsukawa, that's about it. Were there any cute, sexy scenes between Natsukawa and Ida? You bet your sweet ass. So yes, there were always a lot of drama and romance throughout this episode. So again, final rating, 4 out of 5. Now for the whole series, I'm feeling a 3.5 out of 5. I don't feel I should get a 4 out of 5 for the whole series because, I don't know, it had you wondering, when does this other character going to get into the mix? Kuga, you know, he starts with a K. I don't like saying his name too often because he was only mentioned like twice. Again, he was Ida's guy friend and Fuyame's childhood friend. And you're wondering, where is he at? I think his name is Kugura. But anyways, he's barely even mentioned. So again, for the whole series, 3.5 out of 5. And for this episode, 4 out of 5. But again, guys, that ends it for my walkthrough and review of Oreshura episode 13. But definitely comment down below, let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe, check me on Twitter, and follow me if you like. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode that's coming out. But again, guys, that ends it for now, and I got to hit the brakes, and I got to go. And before I go, I got to say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.